Good morning, Don. How are you doing today?
Good morning to you.
We're in the billiards room here at Oakwood because all the other rooms are confused. Used. Anyway, today's April 2nd. I just want to say good morning, and I'm really happy you could be here to do this. You've taken some notes, I see.
I have notes.
And I got a few questions, 12 or so. So thanks very much, Don. I appreciate this for the Rotary History Project. Anyway, today's April the 2nd, 2012, and we're here with Don Henegar, who was inducted into Rotary on the 1st of August of 1992. Wow.
That's a few years back.
That's a few years back. Date of birth is May 10th, well, we can say it, 23.
23.
Well, you're going to have a birthday soon.
Yeah, in about 4 weeks I'll be the round number, and I don't like that.
No, I'm sure you don't. Wow. Well, congratulations. I'm happy for you. And I'm very proud to be sitting here with you, asking you these questions on your Rotary livelihood and Rotary life. So, you were not a charter member because we were chartered in 1986, but you were close. Yeah. Can you remember or discuss, I hate to say the word remember, given your youth, can you when you became a Sun Lakes Rotarian, can you tell us how you became one and how long you've been involved in a Rotary Club since you started? My goodness, 1 of 92. So tell us about your beginnings in Rotary and how you got here.
Well, first I'm happy to be able to get here this morning.
Amen.
But I had a good friend that was hiking with me, Bob James. He was a strong member here in Rotary, invited me to more than one meeting. There was one particular meeting with some speaker that I wanted to hear. So I went to that Rotary meeting, and I have to admit, at the same time they were planning a trip to Australia, one of these trips, and I think that was probably the first one. And that sounded good to me. So in the meetings that I did attend, I liked what they were doing in the community and so forth, so I said, I'll join them. And we went to Australia.
Wow.
But
wow. Well, yeah, 10 years ago.
It was a combination of liking what Rotary was doing, and I had no concept of that until I started coming with Bob.
Wow.
So that's how I got in.
And where did you go in Australia?
We went mainly to East Coast Australia. We did go inland to the capital, and we spent 1 week the North Island before we got to Australia.
Oh,
actually.
Okay, down to New Zealand.
We didn't get to the South Island, but we had a real good week. In fact, our hostess family that we went to in Australia, we're still giving Christmas cards back and forth. And that's probably 19 years.
19 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and we have been I've been very glad I've been in the club.
I bet. Yeah, that's amazing. Rotary has a long history and a long shelf life if you get involved. The second question is, the club provides great opportunities for service. How have you been able to meet these challenges of Rotary and still meet the challenges of life?
Just take time to get involved. What I've been doing in Rotary, is that the question?
Second one. Yeah, how do you get involved in Rotary projects and still meet daily life? I mean, you're almost 90, my goodness. This must be, it's a lot of work for you when you do all these Rotary projects. How do you handle all that?
Well, just take the time to do it. That's, I have other activities that I mentioned, hiking. I've been a strong hiker until the last year. I also volunteer at the Chandler Center for the Arts, so I work Rotary into those, just make a donation to the projects. And you want some of the projects?
Yes, I do. Yes, yeah. What have you been over the years? What have you been doing over these years?
Well, I cooked pancakes until this past year.
Okay. And the pancake breakfast.
Every pancake breakfast. I was involved with Bob James on the student scholarship program. I was on the committee that he chaired, and we determined students that were eligible for scholarships.
Oh, yeah.
You're still on that program. Then the main activity that I've actually had with the club was a set-up and take-down.
And we took you away from that today. Yes.
I didn't have to do that today.
No.
Well, I haven't done as much the last year on that, but for years and years, in fact, I was Rotarian for the month one time because of my activities on set-up and take-down.
Oh, it's a big...
Put up the flags and take down the... That's some of my main activities, but I try to get involved in new things as they come along.
Most Rotarians who come to the club don't have a clue as to how it all happens. I mean, it's all there when you walk in, and for some reason, it all goes away. And thanks to you and your group for doing it all these years.
Yeah.
I try to help sometimes with you, but that's just a wonderful opportunity to serve.
Yeah.
Have you ever been an officer of the club?
I haven't.
No,
I haven't gone to that level.
A director? Have you been a director?
No.
No? Okay. During the club years, your lifetime, almost 20 years now as a Rotarian, and this is where it really becomes from the heart.
Yeah.
Can you describe the club in your own words and how you feel about Sun Lakes Rotary?
Well, I'm very pleased with the fact that they are very strong supporters of the school systems. Mm-hmm. That's high on my list to help continue that. And fundraising for other activities, that all the activities we're involved with, and fundraising, I try to stay involved. But that's the main thing. The student activities are very strong in my thinking.
When you joined Rotary, what was your classification, and what is your classification? What does it say on your occupation, your previous occupation when you...
I spent the last 20 years in a bank,
a
small bank in Illinois. Kind of, it's a farmer's bank, small bank. I was in there for almost 20 years.
Okay.
As cashier and someone on the board of directors and so forth. But it was a very small bank.
No, it's fine.
I spent about 20 years there.
Okay. All right.
I had worked with farmers all my life, raised on a farm, and I had other activities. I sold some high-ticket items, tried to sell them to farmers for 8 years. Spent another 8 years on a farm record-keeping project through the University of Illinois, that helping farmers keep their records, and then compare that farm with others of the same kind to try to help the farmers. So that's been my life.
Wow.
Working with farmers.
Exciting. That's exciting. How has Rotary changed your life here in Sun Lakes Rotary Club? And were you a Rotarian in
No,
the previous
I had
career?
not been